Have you ever wondered why some people thrive and you might struggle with self doubt, criticism, or maybe it's you seek external validation, you isolate yourself and soak in loneliness, maybe you distract yourself from emotions, or you could just be comparing yourself on social media to unrealistic expectations. Regardless of what it is, it can all be cured with one thing. And you may be asking, what is that one thing? Self compassion. Self compassion is the ultimate key to unlocking that success for yourself because the only person that is going to know you better is yourself. I mean, that's the truth. Why is self development and growth important? Well, have you ever watched a TV show and there's a character in the show that never changes? They never have character development. A person that doesn't grow doesn't have much to offer. So if you want to change that and you want to actually have something to offer people, do what you need to do and start loving yourself. The importances are that it aligns yourself with a higher purpose. You become more connected with yourself. You are able to expand on your consciousness. You have an enhancement of compassion and love. And you also learn how to integrate the mind, body, and spirit. So with all of that being said, what actually is self-compassion? Self-compassion is the practice of having understanding and treating oneself with kindness in times of difficulty or times of failure. Think of self-compassion as a stepping stool for self-esteem. Self-esteem is at the bottom. You feel good, you love yourself, blah, 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 right? It is just mediocre pretty much. It is things that you tell yourself and you just basically hope that they are true, right? Now, self-compassion is the icing on top of that. So instead of, oh, I feel good, like I look good, it's I'm doing stuff that either A, makes me feel or look good. It's the action. You have to have action for this lifestyle of having the love to do what you want. Because when I didn't love myself, I never seen myself as a person that was able to wear certain clothes, right? Like, imagine being limited because you feel as if, oh, well, that's just not me. It can be. It genuinely can be. Yesterday, I went to a charity event and I realized that, wow, I'm really becoming that girl that I've always wanted to be. And it's nice because if you continue to tell yourself that this isn't you or you can't do that, that is just what's going to happen. But choosing to just love yourself and ignore all of that is way more. So it's nice to have self-esteem, but you need to love yourself to make that better. If your boyfriend or husband, whatever, if they say, oh, you look beautiful, or whatever, but they treat you like garbage, right? Do you really care that they keep calling you beautiful? No. So you can call yourself beautiful all day long, but if you treat yourself like garbage, what are you? So what are the benefits of self-compassion? Some of the benefits are a reduce of stress and anxiety versus feeling so on edge. You're able to actually be like, hey, you know what? I'm no longer stressed and anxious. Or maybe it's just because of like you're actually allowing yourself to be human. Another thing is it fosters resilience and emotional strength. You become stronger with your emotions. Like I mentioned in the beginning, if you are hiding away from your emotions and you're trying to use things to distract yourself, that is not in your best interest. Like, be in tune and like make everything come to light. Another thing is it promotes healthier relationships, not just with yourself, but with others. So instead of having toxic relationships, and if you haven't seen my first video, go watch that. But instead of having toxic relationships, you're going to be more in tune with wanting to have good relationships. And lastly, it encourages self-improvement and learning from mistakes. You will never be able to learn from something if you're always beating yourself up about it. Let it come to light and allow yourself to see that in a nice way. Allow yourself to see it in a way that is actually convenient and practical. And with all of that being said, this will lead me to how do I implement this into my life? There are a few ways that you can do this. One, practice kindness. How would you treat a friend? Think of something that you've done that you've not treated yourself in the best way, right? And think about if your friend had that same problem. Would you treat your friend that way? Or would you just be a good friend and be kind to them? Help them, lift them up. So whatever you do to others, do to yourself. Another thing is practice mindfulness. Meditation, yoga, or working out, even journaling, these are all key components to becoming closer to you. To get to the subconscious mind, you have to, one, find it. You have to dig deep. Do your shadow work. Stop trying to figure out every problem without actually giving it attention. Whenever you are working on a math problem, right? If you can't work it out in your head, aren't you going to write it down on paper? Right? So why not do the same thing for your problems? When you have a problem in life, why not write that down? Why not further elaborate on it? Why do you feel that way? Why should you feel that way? I was talking to a friend this week, and we both happen to be going through friend breakups. Now, her situation is a little bit different than mine, but still in all, it's just the timing of it all. So we're going through a friendship breakup, and I tell her, like, hey, do you believe that what you're asking from your friend is a lot? Genuinely. If you feel as if that is something that is common or other people should just be understanding to how you feel, maybe that's not your friend. A lot of times we just try to ignore that and we go, well, I'm not going to understand common humanity. Say that again. I'm not going to understand common humanity. Like, understanding and recognizing that we are all humans and that we all do things. So for us as humans, if we feel as if, oh, I messed up, I need to apologize. Is that what we're going to do? Because if that's what we're going to do, then everyone else in our life should also be able to be on that same spectrum. You're not asking for a lot when you're asking for respect. So if that's what you want, then cultivate that. Live the life that you want. If you have people that are in your life that really aren't serving you anymore, that is not a self-loving life. You're allowing people to literally disrupt your peace because, oh, I want to keep this person around. Oh, I don't want to let them go. Forget them. Let them go. The fact that they had all the time in the world to basically be your friend and they had all the time in the world to fix whatever, forget them. Forget about it. Those things aren't going to build character for yourself. They're just going to tear your character down. They're going to make you rethink and reanalyze things that if you feel as if, hey, I'm going to apologize, then A, you should have friends that also apologize. But whatever you ask from yourself should not be hard from others. So when you're trying to cultivate a self-loving life, everything needs to be loving. The friends that I have in my life, they're not going to beat me up. They're not going to say negative things. They're not going to be rude. And it's the same way that I'm not going to do those things to them. So what you ask and what you give to the world is what you will receive. So before I conclude and wrap things up, I just want to summarize what self-compassion is. Self-compassion is choosing to love yourself versus anyone else. That doesn't mean that you don't love your boyfriend, you don't love your mom, you don't love anyone else. No, you're just choosing to love yourself first. So when people are doing things to you that you necessarily don't agree with, choose to leave them or choose to keep them in your life and allow them to continue to do things that you don't like. If you're complaining about a friend, it's probably that time that you guys aren't going to be friends anymore. If you're complaining about a job, it's probably that time that you're not going to be working there anymore. Whatever you want from this world, you will graciously receive. But how do you think that happens? By continuing to have things in your life that doesn't suit you, or continuing to do the things that you know that you love? So love yourself. It's easier said than done, but love yourself. If you don't want someone telling you that they love you and treating you like garbage, don't do the same to yourself. Okay? So thank you all for tuning in and joining me on this episode today. And I really do hope that if there's anything that you are going through, and if you are struggling to genuinely love yourself, that you're able to pick yourself back up, because whatever you're asking for is not a lot. And whatever you're asking for, you'll get. So believe that you're worth more, because you are. Bye.